This is Dolynny TV, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get to it. Big Saturday morning as we await the first big Oilers move of the offseason. And once again, thanks to a couple of blogs out there in the Edmonton Oilers Twitter sphere, we are back on the Nikolaj Ehlers trade rumors, trade talk, whatever you want to call it. The idea of Nikolaj Ehlers on the Edmonton Oilers for this morning has returned for a little bit. Whether it sticks, whether it materializes, whatever happens, it is what it is. This again, it's now kind of the same thing as the Connor Brown trade idea, right? Because obviously, look at Nikolaj Ehlers. If you're an Oilers fan and you're floating, man, okay, if we want to make the playoffs this year, we're still in a chance to do it. Well, what do we got to do? Well, Nikolaj Ehlers was maybe one of the names, not seriously floated per se, but floated around the trade deadline when the Oilers were looking at ways to, if they were going to make a playoff push, and not necessarily the Oilers and Keith Gretzky doing that, but Oilers fans more in general. If you were like me, you maybe took a look at the name Nikolaj Ehlers. Well, again, that's exactly what we're doing today, is the fact that it's been floated on Twitter, it's been floated a little bit across a few newspapers here or there. Not seriously, might I add. It's just the idea, and that's exactly where I want to go today. The idea and how an idea like that works if you're the Edmonton Oilers. Obviously, the idea here is to go big. Nikolaj Ehlers, if you're the Oilers going into this offseason, it's going big. You look at the Oilers, I've pretty much mathed it out. You've got about, depending what a guy like Mr. Jesse Puljujärvi signs for on a show and prove contract, you've essentially got $4 million to spend on one winger. You probably would like to spend that across 2 or 3 wingers, but if you want to go big, you've got $4 million to spend on a winger. The problem is with Nikolaj Ehlers, he's signed for the next several years. He's signed through to 2024, 2025 at $6 million cap hit per season. That's the problem. That's where the math gets really complicated if you're the Edmonton Oilers. However, before we get to that, why? Why Nikolaj Ehlers? Why would the Oilers even sit here, and if they were to look seriously at Ehlers, who Winnipeg is listening to trade offers on, by the way, why would you even consider a guy at $6 million cap hit when you can't trade him for Milan Lucic straight up like you maybe could with Louis Eriksson? There's one key point here. He's a top 6 forward through and through for the Edmonton Oilers if he were to come here. 38 points in his rookie season in 72 games back in 15-16. Then in 16-17, 64 points in 82 games. Then in 17-18, 60 points. And then he dips down to only 62 games played and has 37 points. Where you look at that, that's kind of the situation that was with Jordan Eberle this year, right? Let me do some quick math here for you. 37 divided by 62 times 82 is 49 points. That's tops. That's like literally top tier of the Edmonton Oilers offensive production in terms of everybody that hit the ice for them last year. So that's if I'm going to justify where Oilers fans are saying, hey, look, this is a guy we got to look at. That's where we're coming from. The second part of where we're coming from, and the second part of why this makes sense that maybe the Oilers could work something here necessarily, is the fact that the Winnipeg Jets have some contracts in Patrick Laine and Trouba, that they have to sign this offseason that aren't going to be easy if they have Nikolaj Ehlers on the roster. That's 1 and 2, right? The Oilers version of it and the Winnipeg Jets version of it. That's the issue, and that's why maybe there's something to be done there. I'm not saying there is going to be something done, or there will be something done, or something needs to be done. No, I'm just saying there might be something to be done there. And realistically, the key point I want to get to is you're the Winnipeg Jets. And this is where I get really interested, because they actually just ended up signing somebody today. If I can find the name somewhere. Where is it? They have a name, but you look at who they've got as free agents. Let me get to that for a second. Brendan Tanev, Par Lindholm, Matt Hendricks, Patrick Laine, Andrew Kopp, Kyle Connor. Connor was the other one I forgot. Then you've got Jacob Trouba, Nathan Beaulieu, Joe Morrow, Bogdan Kislavich, Ben Sherratt, and Tyler Myers. As well as you've got Eric Comrie as an RFA. So that's where it gets really fun. Maybe I should be doing a video on Eric Comrie coming to the Oilers instead of Nikolaj Ehlers, realistically. But it is what it is at this point. They just signed another guy. I think I saw it on Sportsnet, actually. Yuna Luata. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. That looks like it's Finnish. I'm terrible at my Finnish, other than Jesse Puljujärvi, so bear with me there. Mr. Sharksfin, if you're in the crowd, let me know how to pronounce that name that Winnipeg just signed. But with that said, they signed him for a salary cap hit of $750,000 a season. So you look at that, right? They crunched down a little bit signing that guy, and you've got all those guys to sign, and you've got a whole $9 million just like the Oilers do. Oh, nope, that's the Oilers. Pardon me, that's the Oilers. That's probably why we had $9 million there. The Jets have a whole $25 million, but you look at the names I listed, that $25 million is going to go and going to go quick. So if you're the Jets, maybe a little bit of dangerous territory. So I've talked all about the reasons why this could be a possibility, but how does it work? I promised you that off the top, and I haven't delivered that yet, so let's get to it. How does that work if you're the Edmonton Oilers? Obviously, you have to find a package to trade for Nikolaj Ehlers that nobody else can match. That's number one. And the only way you do that, I think, is a package of the first round pick and someone, again, like Kailer Yamamoto or Jesse Puljujärvi. Now, Jesse Puljujärvi probably not, because we all know what Holland said and the RFA situation. And Kailer Yamamoto, is that enough? A first round top 8 pick and that for Nikolaj Ehlers? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Because Kailer Yamamoto's young, only in $900,000 cap hit. And, of course, the fact that you get the first round top 10 pick for the Winnipeg Jets, who don't have a first rounder. Maybe something else added in there. I don't know what else you could realistically add. I know I've seen Darnell Nurse floated over to him before. I think that was Beer League Heroes or whatever his Twitter handle is on Twitter. I don't take him too seriously because he's throwing some crazy things out there, but crazier things have happened. But you know what I mean, right? A first, a third, and maybe Kailer Yamamoto gets the job done. Now, I hear it again. Why am I so pro trading Yamamoto? It's just what works in a package. I don't want to lose Yamamoto. Guys, if you know anything about my channel, go back on my channel and search my channel for Kailer Yamamoto. The name, Kailer Yamamoto. You'll find a highlight I specifically cut out of 3 hours of game footage to have on my channel because I was so hyped up about this small, young, upstart kid who was going to go first round in the NHL draft in Kailer Yamamoto way back when he was playing for the Spokane Chiefs and I was still in college. So it's difficult, but you know where I'm going with it, and I hope you can understand what I'm trying to achieve. So that's about it. But guys, major issue. Kailer Yamamoto, if he's not on the NHL roster, that moves us no cap. That literally moves the Edmonton Oilers zero cap in that whole trade. So how the heck do you get a $6 million cap hit on the team with 9.8 some odd million in cap space when you only have realistically $4 million to use on a guy like Nikolaj Ehlers? That's the problem. That, my friends, is the issue. And the one simple solution that people have started looking at, I am anti-buyout. And this is why I say it's something that could be done, something to look at, not something serious. Because if this was serious, I'd be crapping my pants. But this is the path I see, right? That trade, the first, the third, and Yamamoto for Ehlers. I know it's a lot, but right, it's you got to be higher than everyone else if you want this package to happen. Because there's probably 30 teams in the NHL that are looking to take advantage of getting Nikolaj Ehlers if he's actually available via trade. I know Philadelphia is very interested if he's going to be available on the market and the trade value. So, how the heck do you do it? Well, Andrej Sekera, guys, that's why I said the magic word buyout, and I am very, very anti-buyout. But you look at Andrej Sekera, you buy out his contract, and your cap hit for next year is only $2.5 million out of that $5.5. That's $3 million. Right there, you've gone and done it. Right now you have $7 million in cap space, right, for that forward, and you're only using $6 million, so you're saving $1 million. It's stupid tough math, and I don't want that to happen. Anti-buyout, and it ain't happening. I ain't going for it, but that's the path. That's the path if you're looking at Nikolaj Ehlers, and I'm trying to make sense of how somebody thinks Nikolaj Ehlers could come to the Edmonton Oilers. That's the path to it. You buy out Andre Sekera, Yamamoto, a first and a third, or a first, third, and fourth, whatever. You know what? First Yamamoto and the fourth. You know what I'm trying to get at. I've said it too many times over, but it's tough. What do you do? What do you realistically do is the question, and that's what the Oilers are going to have to answer if they want to seriously look at Nikolaj Ehlers. Looking at him, it ain't going to hurt. The Oilers need this offseason to gauge the value of every single asset available via the trade market in the NHL. That's what Ken Holland has to do, because 90% of these guys won't end up getting traded this year in this offseason. Maybe into the season, that's when you start picking them up, right? That's headed to the deadline next year. That's when you start pulling the trigger. But if you can assess the value now, if you can sit here and say, okay, today, Nikolaj Ehlers to the Winnipeg Jets is worth a first-round pick, a third-round pick, and our young chip in Kyler Yamamoto. Okay, we know that. But then all of a sudden, you look at the market, say on October 3rd, and man, the Winnipeg Jets really need to figure out how to get this lineup constructed a little bit better. There's still a free agent out there that, man, if they moved Ehlers, got some cap space, they could go for the cup, right? That's kind of the stupid kind of math you have to do with the NHL rosters all the time. Man, okay, maybe they could do something here. Well, guess what? Bang. You look at it, you smarten up, and hey, now he's only worth a first and maybe a guy like, I don't know, Cooper Marody. I rank him as better than Kyler Yamamoto, though, but you get where I'm going, right? You take away that third, you only bump up a right? It's tough go. So, guys, let me know. What do you think in the comments below? Let me know. Am I out on Goon Island trying to rationalize this? Should I not have even wasted my time? It's just the stuff of the morning. We haven't had a buyout yet. We haven't had a trade. So we got to talk about something. And I think seeing everything floated on Twitter is a good starting point. Guys, I'm going to go get back outside. She's a beautiful day out there. It's not Peggy's Cove, but hey, she's damn beautiful the other way. Guys, for Zap, who you barely saw all video because it's the weekend. She's a good kitty during the weekend videos. During the weekday, my goodness. But anyway, for her, I'm Tyson, this is Dolynny TV. Hit me up in the comment section down below. Click one of the cards to the next video, and I will catch you in the next one.